Good morning. I'm just going to go ahead and get us tuned back to standard. We've got Murphy down here this morning. Murphy will be hanging out with us this morning. So I hope everything is going well for everybody. Good morning. I hope everything is going well for you. We said some prayers last night and that kind of thing. So hope everything's going well. I guess we're just taking it easy this morning, just getting going. Just let me see if I can get Murphy over here to say hello. You want to say hello, Murphy? All right, come on, Murphy. Come here, Murph. Come on over. Oh yeah, all right. No worries, man. I really do appreciate you being here. So, when I thank you. I thank you for. I noticed that you came through and you purchased that recent binder. You don't need to do that, Kevin. I'll email you the things, just so everybody knows you have a perk here. But I do appreciate that. We'll take good care of you, friend. You're a good friend of the channel, so I hope everything's going well. Yeah, it turns out, remember the other day we were talking about the metronome being a little, here's Murph. Here he is, let's say hi to Murphy. Hey Murph. Here's the boy. Yeah, good morning. You're a good boy. Do you want to give a kiss? Kiss? Good boy. Yeah? Yeah, good talk. Do you want to say hi to Kevin and the gang? You could lay down if you'd like. Go ahead. You can lay down here. Sure. Come on. Lay down here. Good boy. If I put my foot down, he like put his paw on my foot. Look, check that out. He's a good dude. All right, Murphy. You want to hang out here for a few minutes? All right, we're back. So this is pretty, you can see this is pretty, he's wondering who I'm talking to. Randy Travis. Oh, yeah. I mean, I've been thinking about it's funny you mentioned that, though. I've been thinking about a Hal Ketchum tune, the 5 o'clock world. I've been thinking about that. No one owns a piece of my time. It's a 5 o'clock world. Let's get to that stuff in a minute. I'm just getting tuned up, and good morning. I told you so. Hee. All right. I'm really glad that you're here in the live chat. I appreciate you being here, bringing those tunes back to us. So if you're here, thank you for being here, and you're more than welcome to hang out. This is literally my morning ritual for guitar growth, and I do this every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time, and it's a sort of sacred time, because if I don't warm up during this period of my morning, it's my morning here where I'm at Eastern time. If I don't take the time to warm up in the morning, then I'm afraid I cease to be a guitar player for the rest of the day. So I really need to get this warm-up done. And the reasoning behind this, which is no glory, there's no vanity. There may be vanity, I put clothes on, I just shower, reach a basic mode of hygiene so that I can, you know, be like, you know, Zoom presentable, you know, internet presentable. Black Hole Sun, there you go. All of them. Yeah, it's my first time here. Oh, okay, I wish I could say your name. I can't read those characters, unfortunately. I'm not really that well globalized. So if you could give me an English representation of your name, I'd be happy to say it. Cobra Jeans, very cool. You know, there's a little Rush quote for you. You know, a good friend of mine, since you're asking about Rush, a good friend of mine did that famous Mr. Fish, Mr. Scott K. Fish did a really beautiful interview with Neil Peart from from Rush, and he's been on this Morning Ritual live stream before, and as a guest, and he did that famous like 1983 Neil Peart issue in Modern. It's an April 1st, it was the April issue of Modern Drummer magazine. So he, if you haven't seen it, you can check out his YouTube channel where he's actually, instead of reading those words in print, he's actually gone back and released the audio tapes. He owns all of the audio tapes of all of the drum interviews he's ever done. Like Dave Weckl, you can, you know, Pat Metheny's Dave. He found Dave Weckl, you know what I mean? He was just sort of in a street corner somewhere or whatever. But he's really kind of, you know, communicated a lot of the things that we'd like to, those questions that we would like to ask those people, those persons. He's asked those questions. And he's got a beautiful blog called Life Beyond the Symbols. Just a wonderful, wonderful man. There's unrest in the forest, trouble, 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 trouble with the trees, for the maples warm with sunlight, and the oaks ignore the pleas, something like that. Oh, I think I'm gonna have to go re-listen to some of this Rush repertoire that we used to play in like middle school. Do you know what I mean? Just beautiful, beautiful repertoire. Beautiful guitar songs. Hey T, what's going on? I saw Sky coming by too. Ben is my name. How do I make my guitar or amp not sound like an out-of-tune trumpet? That's a really good question, my friend. My name reads Jimmy. Let's call you Jimmy then. Jimmy, that's good. Tom Sawyer by Rush. I like the idea of Tom Sawyer. I really love that. Let me do it in 60 beats per minute. So the grandkids came in the other day and they were messing with my metronome. So we've been playing at 64 beats per minute for like a week now, and I just dialed it back to 60. So it's And if Mr. Lifeson's watching this, I'm sure he'd be like, no, dude, you're hacking that to pieces. But what a great, there are just so many great rock bands like that just grabbed onto the torch, they took the torch, and then they ran with it. And so many of those are just come and gone. I think 2025 is a good year for rock to be reborn. Hey, Jill, good morning. Oh, you're at Luthier School. You made it. Right on. How was your summer? Was it a good summer? Was it like a blur? All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the, I would love to see some photographs of what you're up to. If you still have my email, if you wanted to share, I don't know if you've come and gone yet or not, but love to, I'd absolutely appreciate, it doesn't have to be, don't have to be any persons in it, but like a desk with like some, Luthery tools or, whatever the classroom setting or anything that you'd be willing to share. I'd love to see that experience and maybe you caption it with it or something. But man, what a beautiful experience. Have fun. That is super. Yeah, it's wonderful being a creator, I would think. Yeah, so travel well and give that bench some hell for us, yeah. So you've reached, if you're just tuning in, you're catching us sort of in the middle of the morning ritual for guitar growth. And I'm working on 2 finger groupings, and fingers 2 and 3 on frets 10 and 12. And, oh, I saw Mark come on in. Good morning, Mark. Cobra. Oh yeah, Cobra Jeans. Hell yeah, brother, yeah. So there was a little Spirit of Radio quote in there this morning. Little Tom Sawyer, little trees, but kind of butchered the heck out. I've got to go back and re-listen to some of that repertoire. It's been decades. Well, I hate to date myself, but it's been probably, it's been a hot minute since I played any of that stuff. I think before jazz school, I think it was just working the old finger stretches, just trying to get those fingers to do what we are asking them to do. And if you're tuning in, I'm here every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time, and would love it if you just bring your guitar, tune in and tune up and breathe with us. And fingers 1 and 2 on a 2-fret spread, so I'm on position number 8, so 8 and 10. And then we've got that finger stretch going, and we have guitar players who jump on board. Some of us are benefiting from the live chat. We're communicating, saying hello, good morning, asking for some requests. Some of us just show up and we sit with a guitar and we just don't say much. So if I was here, because this is quite literally my actual honest to goodness warm-up routine or warm-up approach, where I'm finding my body connecting and interfacing with the guitar, and as close to real time as I can perceive anyway. So what I'm doing is I'm training fingers 2 and 4 now to reach from frets 9 to 12. And all I'm doing is just simply training my fingers to go where I expect them to go. I'm working on improving the translation between what I might be having for musical thought into a physical, you think about the Gordon and his 7 intelligences, and then we're translating spatial intelligence. We're using many of the intelligences doing this. Maybe that's a little out of date, but still relatable, I think. So anyway, we've got fingers 2 and 4. We're working through the process, just getting through the process. Really focusing not on what I'm saying, trying to get out of the way of what it is you're doing. So we get up and down the guitar neck with each 2 fingers. So we started with these 2, move to these two, headed to these two. Hayden, Hayden, good morning. Bushnell, good morning. What's going on? Appreciate you being here. And so what I do is I started here, moved here, gone here, and now, let's see, and then we did these two, and then we did these two, so I did, now I'm glad I did these two, now I'm doing these two, fingers 1 and 3 on 9 and 12. And this is really where the rubber meets the road in the mornings. So if you are an aspiring guitar player like myself, you'll find that earlier in this live chat, you can rewind and go take a look if you're not playing the guitar along with us. You'll find that there are all kinds of us here. We have some rock, some prog rockers here, we have some country rockers here, we have some classic countryers here, and the jazzers here, so some shredders here. There's a little bit of everything happening here, Balinesian, folk arts here. There's a lot of different stuff going on, and it doesn't really matter the genre that we're approaching. What matters is that we're practicing all of those things that we need in order to more quickly and efficiently approach improvisation, learning of songs, absorbing of new materials and chord and key concepts. And then fingers 1 and 4 on 7 and 12. Here we go. 4 attacks per beat. And in case you're wondering what that beautiful sounding click is, it's a metronome. And all of this equipment, including the guitar, this Martin D, the Dreadnought style X2E, it's currently sort of being marketed by Billy Strings, Mr. Strings. And right here at Jason Carey Guitar, you can actually get the guitar if you like it through an affiliate link on this video. The metronome is there for you too. The tuning fork is also there for you. And you can see the little contraption on the guitar neck here. The page capo is also there in case we need to clamp it down, right? So Hayden, PBS has been playing 5 live Rush concerts. Oh, so finally doing something with Rush, huh? That's cool. As they should, as they should. I remember when when I was first introduced to Rush, and it was like 5th grade. We were in a band and we were taking private music lessons, and we were doing the very first Rush song that we ever played in the band was probably 5th or 6th grade maybe, and it was called The Spirit of Radio. And my brother was in the band, so he was taking bass guitar lessons from the same teacher I was taking guitar lessons from, and we transcribed the pieces of the song with our guitar tutors, our mentor, and the drummer was just this insane, totally insane, insanely skilled drummer, and he nailed all the parts. It was just, it was all there, and I think we've probably got footage of it somewhere, but have not seen it for a long, long time. And I remember starting this piece like this. Now this would be not considered a warm-up, this would be considered a practice thing for me. If I wanted to rework this, and then get it back up to speed, that would be considered a practice situation to me. And for now, what I'm doing is I'm working on not lifting the veil so much, moving from the known to the unknown, but I'm working on moving from the sleep to the awake, right? So I'm working on, just basically moving from being asleep in the morning to being awake with the guitar. I want the guitar to be, other than, hugging and kissing my wife, good morning, I'd like to have the guitar be the first thing that I really do in the day. because it means a lot to me. For whatever reason, the guitar is a huge part of my personal life, and I'm sure it's a huge part of your personal life. We have Jill Bourgeois over here, who's literally right now at Luthery School, building guitars and learning how to advance her craft. So we have players of all kinds on this channel, you know. Angela Minnie, good morning. Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at this. So we've got this really nice 3-finger group on 10, 11, and 12, on 2 and 3 and 4. So 1 E and a 2, T E and a 4. Creativity, I wouldn't come up with this if I hadn't done that. That's right, absolutely. Building with blocks, you know, building blocks. Mosty, good morning. I wish I could read what you're writing. I cannot. Sorry. So if you're here and you can understand what I'm saying, you've caught me mid-practice. And I invite you totally to join me. This is free all year long. I'm here every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And we are building our morning ritual for guitar growth. Guitar growth. The guitar is a gateway to something so much more than what we ever expected it to be. The guitar is a gateway, and if we focus on our potential and we pray for that wisdom, we can unlock something substantial in our lifetime. If we focus and not squander our resources, spend the time loving and not hating, and resist the sound, the call of the serpent's tongue, you can actually like really move the dial in a good, healthy, positive way. And the guitar is a really great gateway for that. So fingers 1 and 2 and 3 on 10, 11, and 12. 2 and Here we go. DHM, good morning. Pete Rose. Oh yeah, you gotta love ball, man. We just watched the Sox win, and we just watched my son was just there at this last Sox game, and in Fat Fenway, watched them win. They were playing the Marlins or something, but yeah, he's a lifelong ball player. Gotta love baseball. What a great American pastime. Gotta admit, you know, I was never a fan until the Sox broke the curse in '04, and then, you know, it was the first year I ever purchased a Macintosh computer. Got my first MacBook. It was a MacBook or an iBook or something, the G4 iBook or some MacBook. I don't even know if they called it a MacBook then. But it was my first Mac, and I'll always remember that. The Sox broke the curse. And then big year for everybody. My boy was playing baseball, and he's playing year round. And so you're bringing up some, pretty near and dear emotions for us over here. You know, Pete Rose. We had a wonderful baseball life, as many of us have. Hey Kevin, I hope you have a good day, my friend. So Kevin is, in case you're here and you don't know, Kevin is one of two of our lovely and faithful moderators for the live chat. So if we could thank Kevin and wish him a good day, that would be really great. It'd be swell. So definitely appreciate that. All right. Where are we at? Okay, 1, 2, 3, stretch 4. So let's do that. 1, 2, 2, T, E, and a 4, E, and a 9, 10, 11, and 13. Yeah, we're just going through the motions this morning. Yeah, we are. And we're going through 1, 2, 3, 4. But we're stretching the 4th finger up an additional fret so that we can, we get that first finger kind of stretch coming up. We have the kickstand exercise coming up. Thanks, Mark. Yeah. thoughts are with you, Kevin, and your dad. Yeah, I'm just pretty much working 4 attacks per beat here, and it's, you know, if you are just tuning in, I'm not sure if if you've been here before or not. If you've been here before, you know, if you've never been here before, why not just say hi in the live chat? Let me know you're a newbie here, and what I'm doing is I'm working through finger warm-up exercises, and these exercises are designed to really like take our playing, to elevate our playing and our own personal experience, which in turn benefits the audience or the listener. We're looking to elevate that, and we're doing that day by day. This is episode 166. It is. We're doing this every weekday morning. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm paying careful attention to not allow. I want to disallow, or let's look at it this way. Let's frame it like this. I want my fingers to stay as close to each fret, or each string, sorry, as possible, so that they are available. If I allow my fingers to sort of crawl away from the fretboard as they come up, typically what happens as I peel, it's like peeling a banana. As I take one finger off and then I take the next one off, they both get further away. So by the time I take 3 fingers off, all of the fingers are way out here, and then I have to, you know, kind of work to get them back in place and on time. So in an effort to keep everything efficient and effective, I'm going to keep all of my fingers. I'm going to focus on keeping these fingers right here and in place. Let me ask you a question. If you're here, do you ever feel like you have a difficult time connecting with your instrument? You know, like feeling directly connected to it? I'm just curious. Is that something you experience, you know, more than 50% of the time? Or I remember listening to the late great Lenny Bro, and you know, all of us when we're not having a good day, our playing, if we're well practiced, then you know, we can make it through the gig and it could be sort of believable. But if we are having an quote unquote on day, if we're having an on day, you know that on day is going to be like, the playing is going to be coming from somewhere else, and it's going to be filtering right through us and all the way down through all of our physics and all of our physical situation onto the fretboard and out through the amplifier or whatever the sound hole. But all of it connects. And I know I've reached that personally, and I wonder if anybody else has any sort of access to that readily. And how do you frame to approach that? How do you switch that on quicker than just kind of like getting on the on ramp? Well, for me, hey, Unc, Dennis, what's going on? How you doing? All right, good to see you. Good to see you. What's been going on? So I'm working on, now we're moving from, you know, the 1, 2, 3, 4 exercise. I'm just going to jump into a quick stretch, a forearm stretch. We're talking about how to access a direct connection to the guitar. That's what I'm framing to understand right now. Sometimes I feel like I'm just playing, you know, notes, and other times I feel like there's some life and or organic life behind what I'm playing. And I know if I'm feeling like that, I know others feel like that. And, you know, I've been teaching for decades too, so I've actually had a bunch of real-time feedback on this already. So I know some of us feel like, you know, geez, I feel like I haven't progressed on the guitar for a long time, and I'm not even sure why I play the guitar. While I'm thinking these thoughts, I'm keeping my posture correct, I'm correcting my posture, I'm actually like stretching my arms, I'm breathing correctly, so in through the nose, out through the mouth. I feel so much tension. My arms are cooked. Yeah, see, that's what this is all about. And then if we bring this back to our breath and we focus on our breath, do you ever notice that? I always like this, who wrote the book? It was, there was a film, Philip Paratori, no, not Paratori, he's a great artist, 2D artist, Philip Glass, the one who is a wonderful writer, a music writer. He wrote the score for a film called Koyanskazi. It translates something like To Life Out of Balance or something like that. The soundtrack was an eye-opener for me, and the visuals were just, you know, just mind-boggling to me at the time. You know, just slip frame photography, you know, 240 frames a second, you know, 120 frames a second, and then slow motion video or whatever, or just sped up, watching patterns go by, and just imagining life as being out of balance by the masses. And a lot of those centering things and a lot of those, a lot of access to the direct access to the guitar comes from, it's my belief, it comes from, number one, breath, and then number two, the ability to identify and maintain your posture, and number three, breath, and number four, playing your guitar, right? So in that order, I think, for most days. So let's go ahead. My arms feel brand new now. So I'm going to use this 1, 2, 3, 4. One day, all right, Mark has something to say. I want to read Mark's comment here. One day I pick up and feel like I could do anything, and another day I wonder why I ever touched the instrument at all. Same with painting. Same with martial arts. I think all arts ebb and flow. Oh yeah, and if you're in a diurnal tide, it ebbs and flows twice in 24 hours. So fingers 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're doing the diagonal. We're going diagonally. You know, I don't know if you're a Harry Potter fan or not. My daughter is a Harry Potter freak, Twilight freak, you know what I mean? Watches all those things. So this feels really good this morning. So I'm on them 4 middle strings doing 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'm using down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up with the picking hand. So this is a very basic and yet, you know, complicated. It can be a challenge to absorb into the practice or the warm-up routine, but it is worth every penny. It really brings a lot of those things together. It might not seem like it's all coming together at once. You know, it could seem like this is going to take forever, or number two, this is never going to happen. But if you give it some time, it will absolutely sink into your playing style, into your, you know, it'll move from your world of practice, warm up and practice, into the world of your playing, right? I don't feel like playing for days. It happens. That's right. It does. It's pursuit of mastery, one should feel discouraged at times if they're actually practicing an art. And then you can just start working on that as a sweep technique as well. And that will help to open up some other pathways too. All right, I think that's pretty close to be. I want to take a look. We haven't looked at this one for a while. That minor pentatonic shape, that not a minor pentatonic, but that minor 7 arpeggio. So that starts with 1, 4, 5, 1 flat 3, 5. 1 flat 3, 5, flat 7, 1 flat 3, 5, flat 7, and then move on up a half step. And then we can sort of gingerly make our way through this pattern. I like this one a lot for warm-ups because it works all 4 fingers in a diatonic, and it starts to introduce us to, or bring us back into the world of tonality. Even though we're parallel playing this up and down the neck, it still gives us access to that. You know, let's say I'm doing a 2-5-1. Right, so I have the E minor 7, and then A7 descend, and then D major 7. And then I have the E minor 7, and then the A7. Whoop. And then the D major 7. And then the B minor 7. And then we have the E minor 7. And then we have the A7, well, and then the D major 7, and then the B minor 7, so we can start working on those kinds of warm-ups because they give us access into these other worlds of tonality that, you know, maybe stuff like this doesn't immediately translate as well, or, you know, fingers 2 and 3. Maybe those things don't translate all that well into like our musical language as humans. See, our ears perceive, you know, we perceive these things called consonances and dissonances, and then there's neutral patterns, right? So the consonances, if we wanted to start talking or thinking about tonality a little bit, you know, it's a Martin DX2. It's a pretty cool guitar, you know. It's a fun little guitar. So it's let's see. Let's think about tonality. So if I'm starting with a minor pentatonic or a minor 7 arpeggio, you know, this old thing, right? I can also play that 7 arpeggio could be played like this. We can play that minor 7 arpeggio in every position on the guitar. Yeah, and then what we could do is just put this into the context of some blues. I think what I'm going to do is just open this up to the blues, you know, like a minor blues, like The Thrill Is Gone. The thrill is gone away. The thrill is gone. The thrill is gone away. No, you done me wrong, and you'll be sorry someday. So you get the idea of the song and the feel. So I can start working, if I wanted to, with B minor, the B minor triad, or if you've been recently watching my, if you've been just kind of hooked on that, the arpeggios, the triadic arpeggios, the linear arpeggios from the C major scale, you could, you know, pull this one. We can have this, you know, easily use the minor triad here. So it's 1 flat 3 5, 1 flat 3 5, 1 flat 3 1. You could also just frame a simple minor pentatonic shape against it. So you can have all kinds of fun with these really simple shapes, just that minor pentatonic shape. Just figuring out the melody is probably position number, you know, point number 1 to begin with. Melody's pretty important. The thrill is gone away. The thrill is gone away. And then worry on, you know, maybe a little bit more about playing simply, you know. Thrill is gone away. And you can have a lot of fun just playing around with just finding the notes, right? So just finding tones is okay. So you can have all kinds of fun, but again, as soon as we stop being able to breathe freely, my playing gets all choked up and, you know, things don't work correctly. So I'm going to do one more stretch. Any Dave Matthews. Hey, Cassie. Good morning, Lex. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate you being back here for that. Yeah, let's hang out. Let's do some Dave Matthews next. That's good. Let's do some, what kind of song? What are you thinking? What are you thinking from Matthews, from Mr. Matthews? If Cassie's still here, maybe we'll do some Matthews. Good morning, Mr. G, Mr. Lex. How you doing? Doc Stray, good morning. Taste of what's below. Something like that, you know, just really good. There's that's kind of like 1, 4, and then 2, and then 5. So turn that metronome is killing me at 60. So everything good needs replacing. Look up, look down, all around me, satellite. Really great songs from Mother Station. Winter's cold, spring erases, and the calm wave by the storm is chasing. Everything good needs replacing. Look up, look down, all around. Hey, satellite. something like that. There it is. Yeah, really fun stuff, you know, really great songs, you know. Just, they're all there, you know. Under the Table and Dreaming's got to be one of my all-time favorite records, you know. You take one look at me and you know that's got to be true, right? All right, so hey, good morning. Yes, any Dave Matthews, Cassie, maybe Cassie came and went. The band Real Big Fish. There you go, yeah. Motley Crue, Kickstart My Heart. Oh, how do we do spat plug, kid? What's going on? So how do we do that here? Brah, brah, brah. So I'm going to avoid detuning my strings. So what is that? Dun, 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 dun. No, 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 no. Oh, there it is. We have to come up. Kickstart my heart. That's the song you're talking about, right? Hey, Raul. Oh, you're watching me jump around like a monkey this morning. Yeah. Good morning, Raul. Mr. McQuena's in the house. Are you talking hey, hey, like the Eric Clapton's version of the... Oh, what is that? How about some like Gordon Lightfoot? Gordon Lightfoot's always fun to do, you know. Something that's really fun to do is you know, the Allman Brothers is always fun to do, like Goodbye Blue Sky, na, na. What is that? I think that's the scale that we all probably need to know if we're playing like anything Allman Brothers, right? that warm-up that warm-up kind of just solves the issue of me not feeling connected to the guitar. I guess so to continue on the thread as we close up for the day, we started asking the questions like, do we ever feel, or is there anybody out there who feels the way I do? And it turns out there are many, you know, and sometimes we found through the live chat this morning that sometimes we feel like we don't want to play the guitar. Sometimes we put it down for a couple weeks and we come back stronger guitar players because of it. And sometimes we practice for 8 hours a day for 12 months and then we become a better guitar player because of it. You know, so it's, I think the warm up for me is where literally where the rubber meets the road. It's where I can start each day with a guitar in hand. I can look at the guitar. I can feel the guitar. I can forget about all of the other things that need doing, because right now the guitar needs doing. I need doing. I need to just focus on the moment, and that's really where the rubber meets the road. And there's that pattern if you want to come back and get it later on in the day, right at the end of the lesson. So I'm here every morning. I'm Jason, and you've been watching the Morning Ritual for Guitar Growth. I'm so happy you're playing along with us, and I will see you again tomorrow, every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. It's free for the entire year of 2025. I hope to see you again. If I didn't get to your comments today, the live chat will be intact as this video gets saved for on-demand viewing, and it will be available immediately after this video is finished. Pretty much immediately after the video is finished, so you can go and rewatch any pieces that you like at your leisure. It's under my live tab here at Jason Carey Guitar on YouTube. So thanks again for being here, and I hope you have a super day. All right, until we meet again.